I got something a little different for you. We're going to be reviewing the tungsten guide rod from Rock Your Glock. Now, a lot of people try to say that like the tungsten and stainless steel guide rods really reduce recoil. I honestly can't tell. Maybe I'm not a refined enough shooter to be able to see the difference. But I do like it. It works very well. And I do tend to use it a lot more than the OEM. And we'll dive down up here kind of close so you can see the comparisons. But it offers a couple of pros. Now, I've only owned a Glock for about a year, so I've never experienced a guide rod actually going out on me because I don't think I've put enough wear and tear on mine. But here is a Glock 26 guide rod that I have, and you can tell it's a little bit bent, a little bit warped, and that's because it's made of polymer. Now, one of the good things about polymer is it's lightweight, so it takes away from the weight of your gun. And it also adds it's like self-lubricating because it's polymer. But with the tungsten, you don't have any chance of really any breaking or any wear, so to speak, on the rod itself. Now, obviously, these springs over time, the more they're compressed, they're going to weaken. I will say I can't really get a scientific test whether or not the recoil is reduced. I do feel like I kind of notice slight felt recoil, but that could be completely placebo effect. But good news is, guys, if this is something you want to try, I got a coupon code that you guys can use, and I believe it's TAC Toolbox, and that'll get you $5 off any purchase from their site that is $10 or more. So I'll put the link in the description for the Rock Your Glock coupon code as well, and I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get any type of kickback, whether from the t-shirt that I talked about earlier or them. They were just nice enough to send this out and provide a coupon code for you guys because, you guys have really been helping take care of us, and so I've really been trying to leverage that as a way to get the companies to take care of you guys. So thank you for that. But a couple of I do feel like I feel less recoil, and that could be due to when the slide's tracking here. I don't think it's hitting the back as hard as it does with the OEM guide rod. When I was breaking this in, I would say in the first mag that I put through it, and it was probably just due to breaking in the spring, I had 2 stovepipes. But since then, hundreds and hundreds of rounds later, I haven't had any issues out of this. My only gripe with this is because, as you can see, I don't like shiny stuff. I'm not a big chrome guy. It just isn't my thing. And I wish they would make the cap at the end a little bit like a blacked out version. Like there you go. I might have to get it Cerakoted or something. Just the end of it. It's just an anal nitpicky thing. It's no knock on the guide rod itself, but it's been super reliable. It's been working out, and we're going to dive up close, take a look at it, compare and contrast it to the OEM, and see if this is something that's worth spending your money on. All right, guys. So here we go. We got the tungsten guide rod on the right, and then we got the polymer one on the left. And there are a couple of key differences that you should note, aside from the guide rod being made of tungsten instead of polymer. One thing I really do like about this is this end plate right here, where it gets captured into the barrel. I do like this one a lot better. There's less sharp edges, and the barrel seems to retain this, but it has kind of a sharp edge. And let's get zoomed in on this. And there we go. Now it's seated, and then after the slide racks a few times, it will move to this position right here, typically. And then it runs like that. One thing I like about this guide rod is this little piece right here. So once it's in there, I do feel like it's a lot more secure, and it doesn't move back and forth as much as this one. And then obviously, once the slide racks a couple of times, it is right here. And it feels like it's just more solid. There's really not a whole lot to say about these things. I really wanted to test one because, I'd heard in the forums and a lot of other people on YouTube saying, yes, it does reduce the recoil. And it's very hard to do this scientifically and test it correctly because I don't know that I'm putting the same downward force with my wrist every time I fire the weapon. You know, there's always that placebo effect. And so sometimes you may want it to create less recoil, and because you spent, you know, $79.99 on these things. So, you know, you might be putting more forward and downward pressure with your wrist. So it's very hard to test that. I've seen people put like grids against the wall to see how far up the muzzle rises. It's still not scientific, and I still can't tell about that. Now, what I will say is tungsten or stainless steel a lot more rigid and a lot more strong than polymer? Absolutely. But I also noticed something else. You know, a lot of people talk about how the OEM guide rods will get warped and bent. I will say this, when something is very, very hard, it's easier to break than it is to bend. So I've never seen one of these guys break. But for example, I have this ceramic knife from Bastion. And Bastion says, hey, don't use this to pry anything because it will snap, because ceramic is very, very hard and won't bend. Whereas like a stainless steel blade, it will bend, but it won't break. So, like I said, these aren't made of ceramic, obviously, but they will, you know, they won't bend, obviously, nearly as much as these. So this is kind of up in the air, and I'm gonna leave this up to you guys to decide. And let me know in the comments below what it is that you guys think about these guide rods. Now, they have a couple of different offerings at their site. They got the tungsten one here, which is $79.99 or $95. And you can use our code and get it for about $75. Then they also have a stainless steel version, and it's only $34.95. And, you know, like I said, unless you're an expert shooter who can really tell the difference in the mitigation of recoil, I would honestly opt for the stainless steel version. Now, obviously, this was sent to me for free from Rock Your Glock, you know, and I requested it. But if I had to spend my hard-earned money, I would probably go with the stainless steel because I can't tell that big of a difference in the reduction of recoil. But the stainless steel will probably be just as strong as the tungsten as far as not wearing out. They also have some of the stainless steel ones where you can get this end cap and it's engraved with a cool little logo or a little design that they have. And those are about $46.95, so they're about $11 more than the regular stainless steels. Now, I do love this. I really do like this tungsten guide rod. So, with that being said, if you just want the heaviest and the nicest guide rod that they have, go ahead and get this one. Legitimacy to the claim of it does help reduce recoil and it helps you get back down on target faster. But like I said, I can't tell a difference with recoil. But what I can tell a difference with is I come back down onto target a lot faster. Now, obviously, I need to get a shot timer so I can time those, how quickly it takes me to get back down and pull off another shot. But I don't have a shot timer yet, so I can't legitimately claim that that's a scientific test. But with that being said, guys, these are a great offering. Rock Your Glock has them in stock. Go check them out. And then let's dive up top. We'll talk a little bit more about it and we'll wrap this review up, guys. Well, guys, that completes my review of this tungsten guide rod from Rock Your Glock. I will say it is a very solid product. They're not paying me to say good things, and just because people give me free stuff, that doesn't guarantee a good review. People could pay me money to do these reviews, and it won't affect how I really feel about this because that doesn't do you guys or myself any type of it does us a disservice, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna promote things positively just because people give it to me for free. So when I say something is good, I totally agree with that. And that is my honest opinion. Like I said, guys, I do feel like it's a little bit pricey. I mean, 80 bucks for a guide rod. I feel like there are other things that you could purchase for your firearm that would probably be, you could probably spend your money would be better spent on, you know, maybe a match grade barrel, maybe some, you know, awesome night sights. So if I was in your position, what would I do? Well, if I was in your shoes, guys, and I was gonna buy one of these, unless you've really tried tungsten before and you just know that you're gonna love it, I would go ahead and get the stainless steel version for your gun. They're only $34.95, so if you hate it, you're not really out, but $34.95. Whereas with this one, you'd be out about $79.99. Now, there's no difference between the tungsten and the stainless steel aside from the materials used to make the guide rod. Spring tensions, everything else is the same. But I will say, guys, like I said, when I'm shooting it, I do feel like I can't tell a difference on the snap upwards, but coming back down on target, I do feel like I can acquire my target a lot faster. So, like I said, it could be placebo effect. I don't know, but hey, it's only weird if it doesn't work. So for me, it does work. But anyways, guys, I'm Jonathan Wright with Tactical Toolbox. Let's wrap this pig up, and God bless you. Walk past, I pray.